Okay, ready?
It's going.
All right, so you have your bag. First thing you're going to do is, well, before you open your bag, there's a few things you might need. You might want to get either some wax paper. So if you get wax paper, I know you might not have wax paper at home, but might want to get wax paper if you have it. Or you can get aluminum foil if you have it, just a piece. Or if you don't have either one of those, maybe just a Ziploc bag. It doesn't have to be this large though. You can get just a Ziploc bag. And then maybe a book of some kind. And we'll use those after. I think I'm going to use the Ziploc bag actually. I'll tell you why after. And you're going to need some kind of a small bowl of water, not real full. You're just going to get your fingers a little bit wet. So just get a small bowl of water. Now let's open up our bag and see what we have inside of our bag. It's okay if you rip the bag. We're not going to reuse it. Make sure Mom's not around right now though. So go ahead and open your bag and I'll tell you everything inside your bag. I know some of you may have already opened the bag though. So you open your bag and inside you had a little direction paper that said that don't do anything yet. I'm going to give you directions tomorrow. So you've got this bag that, and I know I put a card in yours also, a blue card that you can make is in yours as well. But I put this in a plastic bag to keep it nice and safe because that's basically the gift. Then there's a bag that we're going to be able to wrap it in when we're all done with wrapping paper. So keep that in there for now till we're all done. I'm just going to leave it like that for a moment. Then carefully take out your little bottle of glue, or jar of glue I should say. Then you should have 4 sticks. You'll have 4 puzzle pieces that are colored. I did a lot of painting for you. You've got 4 puzzle pieces. You got this little thing. Be careful with that one. You should have a marker. You have these paper clips. Yes, I know they're bent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my little puzzle pieces. Keep these little paper clips aside. We'll see if you're able to work with those or if you need Mom to. Keep the smaller stick and the Q-tip there. I'll tell you what you need those for. And then you've got your 4 puzzle pieces. Now you won't really need your bag anymore. What you could do is fold the bag and use this as a workspace for some things so you don't get too messy. So you can leave that for your workspace. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take out your, I'm going to take your poem and let's read our poem first. It says, "These aren't just butterflies, as you can plainly see. I made them with my fingers, which is a part of me. It comes with lots of love, especially to say, I hope you have a very happy Mother's Day." So there's no butterflies on here, you're probably thinking, right? We're going to put butterflies on there. Now pay very close attention what we're going to do. I'm going to put my poem right here so you can see where I'm putting mine. Am I in a good spot here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this, we won't need all this for right now, so just leave it aside. And we won't need the glue yet either, and we won't need the marker yet either. And this is for much later. Do you see this little thing? This is going to be your paint, believe it or not. So we're going to do that with our paint, and now is the time when you need your little bowl of water. Not a whole lot of water. So if you need to stop the video and go get the little bowl of water, you can. Otherwise, hopefully you did that at the beginning. And I'm going to wait just a second, make sure everybody's ready to go, and then I'll explain what you're going to do. All right, you're going to take your 2 fingers and keep them close together. You're going to just dip them in the water. We're basically going to make watercolor paint, so you know we don't need too much water. However, we are coloring water to make paint. But this time we want a little bit more paint than when we're doing watercolors at school. So dip your fingers in just a little bit. Don't get any drips anywhere. And then you'll just rub it around on the paint. Maybe count to 1, 2, 3, because we've got to do it twice. And then right about here, I'm going to, like just on the side of the words, I'm going to press with my fingers and lift and just leave it alone. It might be a little bit wet, just leave it alone. I'm going to grab a paper towel too. So you might have wanted to get a paper towel also. I see I got a little drip on the table there. I'm going to just leave that. I had a little too much water. If you have too much water, you could probably quickly dab it and fix it, and then maybe put my fingers back in while it's still a little bit wet. Try to get in exactly the same spot. It actually worked. So if you have an issue like that, you can probably fix it also. Now I'm going to do it on the other side also. I'm going to dip my fingers a little bit. Apparently I don't want too much water. I'm going to get a little off. Rub it around to about the count of 3 or 5. And then I'm gonna put it on this side. Keep my fingers together, press and done. I think I want a little bit more paint. Press and done. Now I'm gonna clean all this. I'm gonna throw the paint away because I'm done. Once I'm sure I'm done, I'm gonna wipe up any areas. Luckily it's just kind of like a watercolor paint, so it doesn't make too much mess. I think this one, I wanna put my finger on it again. Don't you think so? So keep your paint in case you want to check again. You can use a different finger. So don't throw it away till you're sure you're done. That looks a little bit better. Now I'm going to throw it away. I can actually leave it all with the bag. That's going to be my mess stuff. I'm going to clean my fingers off a little bit. Okay, with my paper towel. All right. You want to make sure you don't have any paint to get all over everything. I'm doing that. Now let that dry for just a few minutes and put your water away, get rid of your water. Now you definitely want to, for this stage, start to get your plastic or your wax paper or whatever you're going to use and your book. Get those definitely ready while we're kind of letting the paint dry a little bit. I'm even going to go like this a little bit. Let your paint dry. Now what we're going to do with the paint, we're going to take our marker and we're going to open it up. And we're going to carefully trace a circle around the fingerprint. My marker is an old marker. I need a better marker. I hope I gave you guys decent markers. Hopefully you have one at home. You could use any color. I just put black in for everybody. I'm going to trace around. Now if I make a little bit of a mistake with my tracing, I'm just going to try to go a little bit more. Try not to go too much because you'll start to rip the paper. And I'm going to trace around that one also. So I've traced around the fingerprint. Then I'm going to make kind of like a body. I'm just kind of going up like that. And I'm making my antenna as well. So there's my butterfly. I'm going to do it with the other one also. Just trace around the edge the best I can. Gently and carefully. You want to definitely make sure it's good and dry so it doesn't kind of rip the paper. And then the way I make the butterfly body and the antenna is I just kind of go here with a stick and let it come up, and I put this one with it. See how I did it on top of each other? And you can put a little tiny ball at the top if you want. I'm putting a little tiny ball at the top. Okay, and you notice that I didn't put my fingerprints too close to the edge and not too close to the letters. That's a little close, but not drastically close. All right, we're done with that part. So now there's the butterflies that goes along with our poem. And I'm done with my marker. Now for the next step. I'll wait just a minute for you to get all settled. Now for the next step. You could put a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag underneath and a Ziploc bag on top. I am afraid I'm going to make too much mess, to tell you the truth. You might want two. One for the bottom and one for the top. I'm going to put the wax paper underneath and I'm going to use this on the top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue. You probably have way more glue than you're going to need, so if you can carefully get this lid off, you can save this glue for other projects, and you can just stick it like to the edge of your table, just a little bit on the edge. I've done that with you guys with tape before, remember? And you have two choices, either the Q-tip to spread your paint or the stick to spread your paint. I kind of like to use the stick because sometimes the Q-tip can get fuzzy. Now I'm going to spread paint on the top, I'm going to spread some glue on the top and on the bottom. I do want not dripping amount of glue, but a good amount of glue because I am gluing some wood onto it. So I'm going to just I'm going to be careful, I'm going to hold this over there. I'm going to just make a line of glue close to the edge pretty much. And you can see your glue might be going off the edge of your artwork. So that's a good reason why we had something underneath it, or we'd be getting it on the table. A Ziploc bag is great for that because the glue won't stick to the Ziploc bag. Wax paper's okay, but the Ziploc bag, to tell you the truth, is even better. So if you're using a Ziploc bag, you're probably doing better than me. I'm going to leave my stick in there for a moment. Now I'm going to take two of these sticks and put one at the top and one at the bottom. It can kind of line up with the edge of the paper. Just don't cover your letters. Then I'm going to put glue on the sides. Remember, I'm gonna keep my cup close so I don't drip. I'm trying to twirling it around a little bit, as you can see. So I'm just gonna put some glue here. And some glue on the other side also. Kind of close to the sides. A pretty good amount of glue because I am gluing wood to it. So it's not a thin amount of glue like we use at school because we're doing paper to paper. And now I'm going to line my sticks up. Now here's where I've got to do a little bit of adjusting of my sticks. Looks like this. I don't want the paper to show. So I've got to move this stick over a little bit. There you go. And put that one there. Line them up pretty good. Line them up best I can. That looks pretty good. I've got everything pretty well lined up. I don't have to worry too much about the corners because the puzzle pieces are going there. They will kind of cover up the corners. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, I've got it just lined up pretty good. So, I'm going to take the plastic bag and put that on top. It's best if you used a plastic bag on the bottom and on top. I'm going to put a book on it and I'm going to press it for a few minutes. You can, if you don't have a book, put like maybe a notebook or a folder, and then put something a little bit heavier on top. But I put it on gently so I don't move my sticks. Now you're going to want to wait about 5 minutes for that to set up a little bit and get pressed on really good, and then you can remove everything. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. So I'm going to carefully take the book off, and I'm going to carefully take the plastic off so it didn't stick. The glue does not stick to the plastic. And now, oops, my stuff all moved a little bit. For some reason, I must have been pushing on the book because it all slid way over. Well, what I could do is I could take scissors later. You're probably not going to have as many problems as me. I could take scissors and cut that edge off. I'm going to do that. But you'll want to be a little bit more careful when you're doing yours, because I'm doing mine quicker. So I'm going to cut this extra off here with scissors, because some of the paper went through. Because when I was pushing it, I pushed it over to the side a little too much over here, but it's still okay. There, because I didn't let mine dry very long. Take that away. That's with my trash. Okay, so mine's not exactly dry. You're going to want to let yours dry a little bit. And then we're going to put our puzzle pieces. I want to finish up so you're not, because it's not going to go, you're not going to make it as quickly as I'm making it. So it's going to take you a little bit longer. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue. We're putting a puzzle piece to wood, so not just a tiny bit like paper, a little bit more than that. I'm going to put some glue on both of those sticks. And I'm going to put a puzzle piece any direction I want. I want to kind of cover up the corner that I gathered them together with. And I'm going to put some glue on both of these sticks. I might put my book back on top again. This time I'm going to alternate. I'm going to put a purple one here. And then down here, since I put the blue here, I'm going to put purple down here. At the bottom, I don't want to go over the bottom too much because then it won't make the poem stand up very well. I'll try to be careful here. That ought to do it. It'll work. And then some glue here too. I'm going to put the book back on top for a few minutes to let it dry better. I'm going to try to cover up those. I'm going to put my plastic back on top and my book back on top to weigh it down. I'm not going to press it this time because last time I pushed it as I pressed it. Now I'm done with the glue, so I can throw the stick away. And if I plan on reusing this glue, I can put this lid back on it and then put it in a safe place. If you can't get this, this press and seal paper to stick back on it again, you can always put it, I'm putting it upside down, you can always put the whole little jar into a Ziploc bag and zip it up and keep it standing up. I think I got it back on though, but you can put this whole jar into a Ziploc bag. Take this one. And put it all into a Ziploc bag. Keep it standing up. Try to get some air out if you can. Zip it and keep it, because the air will make the glue dry, but we just closed it up so air can't get in there. So I don't need any of all that anymore. The marker I'm going to keep, I might want to use that again too. Now, it should be dry enough, hopefully. Can you stop it and then it will continue to record?
Stop it.
Can you stop recording and then continue recording?
Yeah. It's like right long. It's like 14